Now, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to enter our next panel discussion, and that is going to be on leadership in digital economy. So for that, please allow me to invite to the stage Dr. Daniel Ritz, the President and CEO of PTCL, and Ahmed Wassim, the Vice President of Cloud of IBM Middle East and Africa. Thank you so much, gentlemen. And as our dear moderator, I would like to also invite Mr. Saquib Ahmed, the Country Managing Director of SAP Pakistan. Please give them a big round of applause. Yes. And we'd like to ask to our dear volunteers to please hand out one more chair to our dear moderator. Thank you very much. Chair, yes. Hold on, gentlemen. I'm going to have to go backstage for a second. Yes, thank you so much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, please give them a big round of applause.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great honor to be part of this panel over here and talk about the digital economy and leadership over here. Generally speaking, whenever as part of the corporate cycle and corporate circle, we are talking about digitalization all over the world, rather in Pakistan as well. We have been talking about how we can make the life easy for the people of the world. And when we talk about in Pakistan, how we can make the life easy for the people of Pakistan. Digitalization has been part of the discussion for a very long time for us. We have taken a certain path, we have taken a certain journey. When we talk about Pakistan, I remember the times when we were standing outside the banks that we need to submit the bills on a certain period of time. We were talking about the people who have gone, pensioners who were standing outside the pension lines, and we are trying to make their life easy, and digitalization was really, really important at that point of time as well. When we talk about digital economy and when we talk about overall the leadership, so one of the panelists that I will start with, overall Daniel, with you, how do you define leadership out over there for the corporate cycle overall in Pakistan and overall globally as well?
Thank you. So good morning, everyone. First, before I answer your question, if you allow me, I've lived in this country and worked in this country now for 2 years. And I can tell you, all of you, especially those from abroad that are maybe here for the first time, I really, really agree with what Naeem Saminda said. You know, this country has not even started scratching the surface of its potential, and it's tremendous. It is really tremendous, and I encourage all of you to take advantage of that and be part of that tremendous journey. The country deserves it, and it brings good returns. Secondly, I would also like to appreciate, the work done and the great, context provided by the IT ministry. I think they've done tremendous work over the last few years, and it really helped the sector tremendously. Thank you very much for that as well. Now to your question about digital economy. So I was anticipating that question, and I asked myself last night and actually this morning under the shower, so how do you actually define digital economy? And being a simple mind, I went online to search for a definition of digital economy, and I found one for no particular reason. I'm giving it to you. So the definition goes like this. It is the economic activity brought about by the billions of online connections between humans, businesses, individuals, devices, processes, systems every day. That sounds pretty, how should I say, academic. So anyway, in my view, it's increasingly difficult to distinguish between the digital economy and the other economy, because the other economy, the real economy, is getting digitized. So in my view, there is no such thing as a digital economy. The economy, as we know it, is going through a huge wave of transformation, and it's being digitized. So let's not talk about the digital economy and the other economy. It's all one, and it's going through rapid transformation. That's how I would look at it.
Good. So you talk about overall rapid transformation that is coming up in digital economy. So Majid, over to you a little bit on how would you feel that are the businesses, all the traditional businesses outdated? Are they the ones that they should be revolutionized with this digital economy phenomena that we are going through?
So first of all, I am grateful to be here. I love Pakistan. It's probably my 5th time to be here, and I'm just so impressed with the amount of energy and amount of I would say enthusiastic team that that have been interacting with in IBM in the last 2 days and with the conference here. And I want to thank, again, I agree with Daniel, we are scratching the surface. There is an opportunity that is immense in this country, and we have to unleash it. So coming back to your question, so outdated business models, yes, companies are disappearing, and it is a fact, right? So I remember when I was young, my father used to tell me Encyclopedia Britannica, and we buy it and put it on the shelf, right? It doesn't exist. Kodak, I don't know. When I was young, I had many Kodak cameras. Again, it's gone. Now the word is Netflix, or it's Instagram, or these sort of companies. I mean, the list is very long of companies that are going away and disappearing from the universe of enterprise. But then it is the way of customer interaction that is changing a lot. I mean, customers are now expecting to be served in the channel of their preference rather than of what the companies want to serve. So this is something that is changing, an outdating business process. People expect to open a bank account in a coffee shop, right? The fastest credit card is a Starbucks credit card, apparently, in today's world. So there are things that are changing. The way of reporting into government, or the people, how they report into finance system, is now, again, outdated. People want to have insight and want to act, and they want to speed from the data to the insight needs to be in a very fast and very agile manner. I don't know, there is many examples that is really, I was in Barcelona a few months back, and it was all about augmented reality. Now, we think this is Star Wars and this is science fiction, but it is not. If you go to a factory in a place where there is low literacy, and you can give a video to a simple worker of how to operate a machine and how to do a simple task using augmented reality, this is a new way. This is moving from an outdated way to a new era of new disruption. So again, it's just immense. The ideas of how business are operating today are just so different.
If you allow me, may I also comment on this one? So I have a slightly different perspective on outdated business models. You know, I think it's too simplistic to say the internet economy always wins. Yes, maybe in the beginning, you know, because the bricks and mortar world was still asleep. But if you look at the fact, for instance, that Amazon recently spent billions of dollars buying a bricks and mortar grocery chain, all right? So it tells you something, you know. I wouldn't say it's such simple as the bricks and mortar world has lost. No, the bricks and mortar world got a very heavy wake-up call, a cold shower in the morning, and now they're awake. And I believe the true power comes from combining the digital world and the physical world, the bricks and mortar and the online. And I think IoT, the Internet of Things, is a great example of that. Actually, it is still a world where having assets, physical assets, is very important. You just have to make sure that they're digitally connected. And you know, if I had the choice of being between being purely online and virtual and having assets, I'll always go for the assets. That's my perspective.
I think absolutely fair point. And as we are touching on the topic of that outdated business systems and going how we can make them digitalized overall, Daniel, you have been doing both parts. You have been part of the corporate cycle, as well as you're also connected with the government, and we have all the key stakeholders of the government and this forum as well. What do you think are the key challenges that we are facing to make the digital economy much more prosperous in Pakistan? What are the things that are required to be done by the government at this point of time that will help us overall to get this digital economy running?
Okay, I would like to start now with the challenges, with the opportunities, because I think it's a different side of the coin, the same coin. So there's lots of opportunities, as I've mentioned. And I think one of them is the fact that many of the established bricks and mortar systems and processes that the Western world has, where I grew up, are not here. And you can actually leapfrog them. You know, if you look at what happened to online financial services in countries like the one I grew up in, Switzerland, it's going nowhere. Why? Because you have an established system that is trying to fight this. So here you have an opportunity, in Pakistan, we have an opportunity to leapfrog, you know, 1 or 2 generations, and I think that is a tremendous opportunity. Second opportunity is, as was mentioned several times, is the enormous human talent and the young population, you know. I mean, I'm the CEO of a telecom company, but I tell you, I admit to you, you know, if I want to know how online works, the latest, I talk to my 15-year-old son. And there's a lot of 15-year-olds here in this country, and 16 and 18 and 20-year-olds, boys and girls, and so they are the future. So they're, yes, there are challenges, but let's not forget the fundamentals, which are extremely strong. Now, in terms of challenges, look, so, being a telecom CEO, I have to talk also a bit about infrastructure, because, all these beautiful applications that everybody loves to adopt and to work with and enjoy every day would not work if the infrastructure wasn't working underneath. That sometimes gets forgotten, but it's still a fact of life. And while I agree that this country has made tremendous strides to bring broadband to the far-flung corners of this country, there's still ways to go. There's still huge ways to go. If you look at the broadband penetration, yes, it has gone up tremendously, and kudos for that, but it should go up even further. And so I think one of the challenges here is, how do we find the right balance between bringing broadband, and by the way, broadband is not just mobile, it's also fixed, just for all of you to remember, I have to say that, bringing broadband, mobile and fixed, to every corner of this country, and doing it in such a manner that actually not only gets there, but those who are investing make a decent return. And that's one of the challenges, quite frankly, I see in this country. Yes, the numbers look good, but in terms of returns, we have ways to go. And that matters to investors. So I think finding that right balance is one of the challenges that I see. And secondly, I think it's also around providing the regulatory framework and certainty that decisions that you take today as an investor, investing in infrastructure, their returns are going to be over the next 5 or 10 years. So you need to have certainty that what the money that you put in today can generate the returns, not just tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, but over the next few years. And that certainty, I think, has improved, but it still has ways to go. I think that's the points I would add.
Infrastructure and overall stability in terms of what has to be invested and what we can get back out of this one. Marty, same question on your side. You're heading the overall cloud business out there. What do you think that in terms of digital economy, what is the role of cloud business, and how the government can help this cloud business overall in Pakistan to help overall the digitalization that is required for this economy?
So again, I agree with Daniel. There is an opportunity rather than a challenge. I've been listening in the morning. The average age in Pakistan is 21, which is a main catalyst for making change. The infrastructure is there. PTCL and other companies are putting an infrastructure in place to allow all this transformation, which is, again, an opportunity. I'm sitting in the room here, I'm looking at the sponsors. You have all the global players available in here. You have the minister in present listening and supporting this. So there is an opportunity to be captured. Now, what to do next? I think, from my point of view and what I have seen success is government needs to lead by example, and government needs to lead the way of the transformation and the disruption. And I've seen this. I live in Dubai, and I know Dubai is a smaller in scale versus Pakistan, but I have been in Dubai for a long time, 20 years, and I remember 15 years back, the ruler of Dubai came and said, I want everything to be e-services, and you have 2 years, and it was done. And then after this, I want everything to be on mobile. It happened. And the latest thing that he did now is he announced that by 2020, every government document is going to be on blockchain. So he is leading this from a government perspective. I mean, the latest thing that is very impressive, he appointed a minister, and I'm sure you're all aware, a minister of artificial intelligence. He's less than 40 years old, very young, talented gentleman in his 30s running artificial intelligence for the country. Now, the point I am making is government needs to lead by example. They need to rechange the processes, disrupt the processes, and show an example to the community to follow.
Fair enough. I think that's an interesting example, Minister of Artificial Intelligence, and that's something that tells us how the governments are seeing this digitalization, how it is going to impact them moving forward as well. Daniel, over to you in terms of, there's a lot of skill set in Pakistan. There's a lot of human resource in Pakistan. How do you feel we can best utilize this talent, and how we can help them in helping this digital economy, and how we can produce leaders out of this human resource that is available for us? How can we do all these different things going together, especially considering the time frame that we have in our hands?
Yeah, look, so again, starting with the basics, I think they're all in place. The raw human talent in this country is phenomenal. You know? Forget just digital, just in general, the raw human talent, the people that I work with, wow, is really impressive, okay? So I think everybody needs to have a digital literacy, a basic digital literacy, and I think the DigiSkills program that was mentioned, 1 million, I think that's a great and huge step in the right direction. But there's not just 1 million in this country, there's 207, as per the latest count, I think. So there's leaves another 206 million. Maybe not every one of the 206, but this then needs to be scaled up even further. I understand it's a challenge to go from 10,000 to 1 million, but actually even 1 million is scratching the surface. So the question is how to scale that up. When I look at my own organization, our average age is not 21, our average age is a bit higher. So our challenge is to bring those people that grew up and had their formative years when there was not even a cell phone, not even a feature phone, into this new digital era. And that's something that we are, I wouldn't say excellent at, we're still struggling with, but we're getting there, and that is really, really important. In terms of leadership, look, so, in a world where information is available at the fingertips of everyone, everywhere, all the time, I think company leadership also changes, The days are gone where you as a CEO can sit in your office and, occasionally a report comes in from the far corner of your empire and you look at it and you have days and weeks to think about it and make a decision. Today, everything is like snap, snap, snap. So the organization that you're building and that you're running and your leadership team and your leadership skills need to mirror that, Much flatter structures, do away with the red tape, with the protocol, much more interactive. I was recently, and I have to mention that, Irfan, I was really impressed by your headquarters, your new one. Good job, really beautiful. I think that's the way to go, a lot more fluid. This gentleman is the CEO of Telenor Pakistan. He doesn't even have an office, right? I don't need one. So this is the way to go. Make it a lot more fluid and mirror what is going on inside the company, because otherwise it will not work. Sorry, Irfan, I hope you forgive me for mentioning that, but I was really impressed.
I think and we all understand the great work that Irfan and the team has done in the overall in the Telenor group in that aspect as well. Talking a little bit about, again, on the leadership front that we talk about. I think what is the impact of the companies like IBM, SAP, and PTCL in creating leaders for Pakistan, and how you are investing in terms of the people of Pakistan in terms of moving forward with reference to this digitalization, and how you are producing leaders in your own company which can help us in the growth of the Pakistan?
It's a very good question. It's very close to my heart. So let me share with you first what is the market asking for based on this disruption that's happening. There are key skills that are needed and they are asked for. The first one is artificial intelligence and data analytics. This is a very key skill. Second one is around digital transformation, digital disruption. The third one, security is major and is very important. So the problem we have is that in universities and in schools, there is no curriculums around these topics. And I have been looking around universities, and this is a very big problem. So we need to change the curriculum. We need to change the way the topics are taught in university. Yes, physics is important, biology is important, but there is new waves now. There is artificial intelligence, there is blockchain. The young people needs to take this up. So whenever I talk to a customer, this is the key topics. Now, what I saw is that the younger my team is, the more fluent they are into these topics. So what I did, I run a team roughly of 400 people across Middle East and Africa. So I hired 100 people, so 1 to 4, of young interns out of university that are shadowing my team. And I have them in Pakistan as well. I have 50 people, 50 young, and by the way, Your Excellency, half of them are ladies. Half of the team that are in this group are ladies. And what we do with them is we get them to teach us. And there is this topic now, which I think I tried it myself, and I encourage everyone to try it, reverse mentoring. Get someone young who is into technology to tell you how you do your job in a different way. How can you do your job in a different way? They have a different perspective, they have a different energy, they have a different way of connecting with the world. And this is, I would say, what we need, what our clients in IBM want. They want someone who redesigns the process based on a young age perspective. So what we're doing in Pakistan is we're building we have in place, in fact, a center of excellence. So we have a team of 1,000 people in Islamabad here, and I am hiring myself a team of young people across the territory. And these people are doing all the delivery work or the clever, intelligent work, the redesign of the processes, the analytics, the artificial intelligence, and they are used for the delivery of our key projects into the industry. So I think this is, I would say, something I'm very proud of is I'm proud when I see young people changing the way I do things in my daily work.
Great. And just to add on what Majid said, we as SAP is also doing a lot of stuff in terms of getting the new youth of Pakistan getting ready for this digitalization. We have recently started the Young Professional Program where we are talking about 1,000 young people coming out of the universities of Pakistan and giving them great state-of-the-art technology to make sure that they get ready for this digitalization that we are talking about. We are also taking almost top 10 students of the key universities and sending them out over for America for 6 months of complete training to make sure that they get real impact of the current digitalization that is happening all across the world. And then they come back and being part of our organizations to make sure that the change that we are talking about gets impacted over there from the grassroots levels out over there as well. One last question, Daniel, that I should come up. As CEO of PTCL, what is your biggest challenge that you feel, and what you feel that if you're able to achieve that one landmark that is to be required to your tenure over here, that will serve for the people of Pakistan, and yourself will be a personal recognition as well?
Oh, that's a big one. Okay, so look, I mean, a big organization like PTCL with 20,000 people working for us across the entire company, the entire country, the length and width of the country, you know, even though I wish I could bring about change in 5 seconds, it takes a bit longer. So my biggest challenge is, and not just mine, the challenge that I have together with my leadership team is, how do you move this big ship such that it moves in the right direction and picks up speed, because it needs to pick up speed, and it does pick up speed, I can tell you that, while still making sure that, you know, the other 19,990 are not getting lost on this track, because they grew up in a different environment. Many of them were, you know, civil servants, and they had a completely different mentality and a different environment, and nothing wrong with that. You know, it's perfectly okay, but the times are changing. So my biggest challenge as a leader is, how do I move quick enough so that I respond to the market needs, but I take my people along? Because the strength of this organization also, to some extent, stems from the fact that we have 20,000 people, and that they're everywhere. That's, I would say, from a leadership perspective, probably the biggest challenge.
And Majid, over to you. What are the 3 things that you would like government of Pakistan to make your life easy in terms of getting this digitalization better, and how you feel that the cloud business needs to be moved forward in Pakistan to make sure that we get maximum advantages of the cost optimization that we can get over here?
I think the new wave is focusing on the customer, and this is what I ask everyone to address while they're doing their daily work. I think customer is king, and we're transforming, we're disrupting just for the customer purposes. So customers are now asking for, I'm not sure a few things or lots of things, but they are asking for an experience when they deal with us. And this is, I think, what we need to give them. So customers are asking to treat them as individuals and unique people rather than mass. And this is what we need to do in terms of data and getting data insights about customers and feeding it back and doing our campaigns in a customized way. Our customers want to connect with them in different channels, and they want to connect in different ways, and we need to provide a service or an experience that is customized for our citizens or our customers, and they want to feel good. And this is very important. I think this is a very big requirement in today's world. Customers want to feel good, and this is when they feel the experience, they are going to rate us back, and this is the new wave as well. So the customers tell us, I'm going to rate you. In IBM, it's very big for us how we are seen by our customers. There is the Net Promoter Score, and there is, you know, the like thing in Facebook. It's very big because it influences the buying behavior. So I think us as business and us as leaders, we need to take care of these possible very big asks that our customers, simple things that they're asking, and we have to transform our ways. I am individual. I want you to reach to me in the channel that I need, right? Or I want, or I prefer. It could be in a coffee shop, could be an SMS, could be an iPad, could be anywhere. And I want to feel good when I deal with you, right? I want to feel that I am happy or I am taken care of, and I want to rate you back, and I want you to take my rating seriously. I think these are fundamental things that we need to address in our daily business, irrespective of what we offer.
Great, thank you very much. And I think one of the key takes out of this session is that we as corporate companies clearly feel digitalization is the right key direction. We are really working with all of us together towards the youth of Pakistan and making sure that we are the ones that drive this innovation that is very, very necessary for the government of Pakistan and for the people of Pakistan. We are trying our best to make sure that we make maximum use of the youth that is available for us. We clearly train them out, make sure that we are part of that digitalization path. And we also trying our best to make sure that we go and work on the same ride and the same wave that the whole world is working on at this point of time. We as Corporate Cycle are very committed to the people of Pakistan to make sure that we achieve the things in this digitalization that is required. There are still a lot of things that we need to get improved. There's a lot of regulations that we still feel, especially in the cloud direction and especially in the infrastructure, that will help us in making our goal overall achieve in a much better way. Thank you very much, Daniel. Thank you very much, Wassim. And I hope that we will take this journey moving forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you, gentlemen. We ask you to please remain on stage as we're going to hand out the token of appreciation to everyone. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this occasion we're going to hand out the token of appreciation. So for that, please allow us to invite to the stage our dear host, Mr. Muhammad Asfar Ahsan, the founding CEO of Nutshell Conference, and also Mr. Muhammad Jawed Ahai, the chairman of Martin Dow Group. And ladies and gentlemen, I would like to also sincerely extend our profound gratitude for his presence and also would like to invite him on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, also please give a big round of applause for the Governor of Sindh, His Excellency Mr. Muhammad Zubair, to please come up on stage to help us hand out the token of appreciation to our speakers. Ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency will hand out a token of appreciation to Dr. Daniel Ritz. And also to Mr. Magid Wassim. And His Excellency will also hand out a token of appreciation to Mr. Saquib Ahmed. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to conduct a photo group session right now with everyone. Also, with the governor as well, the governor of Sindh. Ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency, Mr. Muhammad Zubair. Without his support, our conference would not be possible. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, please give them a big round of applause. Thank you to our speakers.